want to change your life, you have to change the way you believe.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to change your beliefs, you have to want it. Because if you're not really committed to that desire, you can't make that change.
Gabrielle Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
Wolf, do you ever future trip, like get really hung up about the future? You're going to say no. I know you're going to say that. But
Yeah.
are you going to say no?
I'm gonna say no for
But
sure.
how do you not, man? How do you not?
I feel very confident about what the future holds for me.
Beautiful.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not anxious about the future at all.
Where do you think you get that confidence from?
Definitely from my mom speaking life into me at a young age.
Yeah?
She kind of assured me of who I would be, who I
Yeah.
would become early,
Uh-huh.
and also just small progresses over time just made me feel more and more comfortable with the idea of like me becoming is gonna happen.
Me becoming is going to happen.
Yeah,
What did your mom teach you?
she just taught me that I would be a great man one day.
Yeah.
She instilled that in me extremely early.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I believed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, I believed it.
Did she teach you a spiritual or religious faith?
Yeah, she just told me that, like, my mom has a story that one day she went into church. It was her first time going to the church. She was just looking for a new church home, and the preacher, before she could even find a seat to sit down, the preacher just stopped his entire sermon and just pointed to her and was like, "Your son is going to be essentially a great man. He's going to be a leader. He's going to be somebody people follow." And she just instilled that in me, just various things just like that. So.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I can testify to that because we've worked together, what, like 3 or 4 times now, 5 times maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And from day one that I met you, and sorry to put you on the spot and make you talk on the mic, but
No, that's good.
you're here to do big things.
Mm-hmm.
I've felt that energy from you from the moment that we met. And we so much so that we request to be in the studio with you.
Yeah.
And I think that message of greatness, that message of accepting our greatness and conditioning ourselves to believe in that greatness, and not in like a phony way, in a genuine way.
Yeah, for sure.
Not everybody is blessed to have a mother like you have.
That's true.
But
That's true.
can we be that for ourselves? Can we be that internal parent for ourselves now?
You have to be.
We have to be. And I just want to really reflect back to you that conditioning is actually manifesting.
It is.
I mean, that's where worldly successes come from, not from hard work and good work, but really from an inner core belief system.
For sure.
A belief system of I'm worthy.
It has to be. It's unnegotiable. It has to be there.
It has to be there. And so, do you have friends and stuff in your life that like don't have that unshakable faith?
100%.
What would you say to them?
I mean, I feel like I've said everything I could say to them.
Yeah.
You know, and
go listen to Dear Gabby.
Yeah, I've said everything I could say. Some people just understand. Some people want it, and some people don't. And
there you go.
That's the hard lessons I've learned.
That's it. If you want to change your beliefs about your life, and you want to change your life, you have to change the way you believe. And if you want to change your beliefs, you have to want it. I think wanting it is what's the desire is the operative word, right? The want.
Yeah, you gotta want it.
Because if you're not really committed to that desire, you can't make that change.
Yeah, you can't make it.
Yeah. Well, I really want you today to be a power of example for the listeners, because it's not necessarily like, oh, I don't know your history, but let's just say like the gift that you were given was this unshakable faith in your future. And not everybody has that, but we can have a quantum shift and experience that if we choose for it.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely had that quantum shift in my own life where I was brought up with a lot of uncertainty, financial fear, a lot of traumatic events in my childhood, a lot of things that would have put me on the wrong path, and in many ways did early days. But I did have that quantum shift where I chose to believe something different. And I've always loved this quote, this Joan of Arc quote, "I am not afraid, I was born to do this." And I want to let that inspire today's Q&A with our listeners. how we can have a quantum shift and move from any feelings of uncertainty and doubt to unshakable faith, so we can be a wolf.
It's an honor.
Dude, can you come on the show more?
Yeah, anytime.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's our show today. How can we live with unshakable faith? And how can we trust in our future when our past has given us so much to not trust, or so much fear, so much suffering? How can we have faith in a future? I want to bring that topic in big time today, because there's so much suffering, and a lot of the suffering that we're experiencing in the world, in our personal lives, collectively, a lot of that suffering is the repetition of old behavior, the repetition of belief systems from very, very young. And the more we build that momentum around those belief systems, the more those belief systems become our reality. In the case of Wolf here, you can hear, he was given the gift of a belief system, believing in himself, having faith, having a attachment bond to a parent who said, you got this, man. You're going to be a beautiful, impactful soul. And that became the story of his life. Not a lot of us were pulled aside, and we didn't have Wolf's mom. So how can we start to activate that presence in our own life right here, right now? Do you want to redo? Does everybody want to redo? Do you want a redo of your belief systems? Do you want to resurrect your thinking? Let Wolf be your inspiration today. And let's hear from our guest. I want to hear from our guest, and I want to hear how I can give you a Dear Gabby moment of choosing to believe in yourself and your future. Let's go.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, Gabby?
Have you been on the show before?
I have, yes.
Welcome back, Kristen. How's it going?
Nice. I'm good. How are you?
Great, thank you. How can I help you?
Well, the anxiety relief that you did on the previous episode really helped me. And I've recently started to take some medication for anxiety, and I was really, really hesitant to do that, but I've been starting to feel relief. And I've also, on the previous episode, you told me to every evening to ask for some help from my guides to fall asleep, and that's been really helping. But I'm just feeling really, I guess, as much as I don't future trip, I think I still do in a certain level of not knowing what I'm meant to do here.
What if I told you that what you're meant to do here right now is to just focus on your well-being and your sense of safety inside?
That feels good.
That feels good to you?
That feels good.
That's it, babe, because without that steadiness inside, we can't be a channel through which we receive good, orderly direction, God. Or we can't receive, we won't be able to receive the intuitive messages of this is your next right action, this is your impact, this is your purpose, this is your joy, this is your path, without that settled sense of certainty. So anyone that's listening is like, I really don't know where I should be going in life or what my purpose is. Well, that's not actually what we want to focus on right now. The focus has to be on, my purpose is to feel good. My purpose is to get into a state of serenity and do whatever it takes to get there, whether it be medication, whether it be tapping, whether it be listening to Dear Gabby, meditating with me, whatever it takes to get there, therapy. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. And in that commitment, you actually are on the path to downloading your highest purpose in this lifetime. That is going to come to you when you're still enough to hear it. So Keep doing what you're doing. All of the above. Congratulations on making the commitment to get psychiatric support that you needed. Congratulations on doing the meditations at night with your guides. I'm proud of you for feeling relief from the anxiety tapping episode. Congratulations. You're doing great. You're living your purpose right now.
Thanks, Gabby.
How you feel right now?
Good. Really good. That feels good and real. And I think I needed to hear that.
Yeah, real, right?
Yeah.
Nice, my love. Keep coming back, Kristen. I want to hear all of what comes for you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, love.
I love you, Gabby.
I love you, sweetheart. Thank you for being back. Beautiful, Kristen. Who's next? You. Hi, sweetheart. How are you doing? How can I help you?
Hi, Gabby. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I'm on here. Sorry. Okay. So this is my first time actually tuning into the show live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm really grateful. And basically I'm on this journey where, I quit my job not too long ago. And I guess I finally saw my light, almost like the future that was actually meant for me. And it's like so exciting that it's overwhelming too at the same time. Like I want it all. Like I want to tour as a motivational speaker. I want to be a best-selling author, have a podcast eventually. But there's moments of that self-doubt that creeps in. And my dreams are bigger than my surroundings right now.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard because I believe in me, but sometimes I let what other people are telling me influence that, and that dims my light a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you feel that your dreams are bigger than your surroundings. Ooh,
Yes.
I have so much I want to say to you. This is kind of where we can lose sight of our spiritual connection.
Mm.
When we look at our outside circumstances to define what's possible.
Mm.
My dreams are bigger than my surroundings right now. Okay. Well, in order to co-create the dreams that we desire at a pace that is realistic, not even realistic isn't even the word, at a pace that is of our highest good, right? Sometimes you don't want to be, I always would joke around like early in my 20s and I was starting out at 25. I need to be on Oprah. I want to be on Oprah. Well, it was about 8 years later that I was on Oprah, or maybe 6 years later that I was interviewed by Oprah. And I was like, okay, yeah, I was like 30 something, but I was so grateful that it wasn't when I was 25 because I wouldn't have been able to handle that. My ego would have just been blown out by that.
Mm.
So trusting the pace, trusting the guidance, trusting the process, trusting the journey, trusting the experiences along the way, especially if you want to go out and you want to be of service and you want to write books and you want to be a speaker, you got to live the life to teach the path.
Right.
So I want you to just make an adjustment today.
Mm-hmm.
And stop looking at your surroundings to be a reflection of what's possible. Open up your conscious awareness to dreaming big and visualizing what it is that you desire. I would sit there on my meditation pillow and visualize sitting with Oprah to the point where I'd be brought to tears. I'd see her on my vision board. I'd listen to music. I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can sit in my bed with my son and watch YouTube and he can watch Oprah saying, Gabrielle Bernstein. And he'll just walk around the house going, Gabrielle Bernstein. So your visions become your reality if you just hold them close, bring momentum to them. And then in the real world out there, not in that spiritual realm, but in the day-to-day earthly experience that we have, you take small right actions towards that big vision.
Mm-hmm.
You show up with that faith. You take one step at a time. I think that we could, hear from Wolf. I think, Wolf, that's probably the case for you, right, babe? Like you had a vision and you continue to hold a vision and you just take small actions daily towards that vision. It's not like you're trying to be producing
Yeah.
Howard Stern
Not
tonight.
trying to conquer the world in a night.
Not in a night. Not in a night.
Yeah.
It's one small right action at a time.
Yeah.
And so right now, I'm giving you full permission to dream big, to hold big visions, to use my vision making meditations, to come back again and again. And most importantly, to remember that your visions are actually far more powerful than you think. When you hold a vision that makes you feel inspired and ignited, you are manifesting. When you meditate on the vision that makes you feel inspired and ignited, you are manifesting. When you take a small action towards the vision that you are excited and elevated and connected to, you are manifesting. It's much more simple than we make it. Hold the vision. Take the small actions. Don't edit your vision. Don't judge your vision. Just expand it. You there?
Hello.
Hi, sweetie. How are
Hello.
you?
Hi. I'm so grateful to be here. I actually thought that I was gonna be here, and I've been messaging you, and I'm so grateful. I can't contain my excitement, but my question for you today is, so how do we not let our past define our future? And how do we stop fearing something bad's gonna happen when something good has been happening and I'm not used to it because I've had so much fear and trauma from my childhood that I keep thinking of the good things that are happening, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah. How can we have faith in the future when so much has happened in the past? And so you just mentioned that you've had trauma in your past and that now good things are coming to you, but you can't believe in them yet. It takes time for our nervous system to catch up with our healing. When we've experienced trauma, complex trauma in our past, particularly as children, it's very stuck in our body. It's stuck in our brain. And the more we practice these kinds of personal development methods and reading books like my book, Happy Days, The Guided Path from Trauma to Profound Freedom and Inner Peace, listening to our episodes on trauma, whatever the journey's been, therapeutic journey, spiritual journey, we start to chip away at those old belief systems and we start to heal and undo and create new neural pathways, adjusting our energy and our brain. But it takes time. It's a slow process. There's some exciting new things happening in the medical fields and psychiatric fields where these kinds of processes can be accelerated. I'm going to have to do episodes on that. But it's a process to undo the historic traumas from the past. So I want you to recognize the moments of grace. I want you to recognize the moments when you feel that you're present. Do you feel like you're present with me right here, right now?
I'm fully present, but I wanted to ask you if there's a prayer that I can say that you have in the moments when I have negative thoughts and I start spiraling, and then it kind of makes me feel like I'm gonna bring those fears into reality and take away all of the good that I've created.
Yeah.
So is there any prayer that I could say?
I love that you're answering your own question, because when we're still undoing the neurological effects of trauma and the physiological effects of trauma, we can have those moments where we're in our adult resource parts and self and say, oh, I'm okay, I'm safe. But then we can very easily get pulled back into the loop of the fear and the storyline and the triggers. And so prayer, this is what I've been writing about in my new book today. Prayer evokes choice. Prayer reminds us that we have a choice to stay stuck in the loop of the past or to choose the present. And so I just want to greatly thank you for bringing this topic in, because it's literally what I've been writing about today. But prayer, I'll just give you this, a prayer for choice. I choose to see peace instead of this. And that's the prayer I've been leaning into for my life and my trauma recovery. And in those moments when I feel flooded, I choose to see peace instead of this. That prayer offers me choice. It reminds me that I can turn inward. It reminds me that I can tend to the younger parts of myself, and that I don't have to be the victim of the past, and I can be present in the future. And I can be present in this moment, releasing the future, grounded, present, and at ease. So you asked for it, baby. That's your prayer. I choose to see peace instead of this. Really nice. Thank you for bringing that in today. That was perfect. Sending you a lot of love, sweetie. And so when we want to change our belief systems and adjust the stories from our past so that we can claim what our presence in this moment can be, the serenity, the peace, the gratitude, the purpose, the wholeness, so that we can have full faith in our future. It begins with that prayer. It begins with a choice. I choose to see peace instead of this. And in that moment, we pivot. We remember that we have a choice to turn inward rather than stay stuck in the perpetual loop and stories and beliefs from our past, and temporarily suspend those beliefs and remember the presence and the light of who we are right here in this moment right now. What a gorgeous episode. Whew. Thank you guys. This was so beautiful. Leave us a review. Let me know how this show landed for you. Thank you so much for being part of this community. And we look forward to connecting more next week on Dear Gabby.
If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.